Hi there, Aquarius. How are you? For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Anissa from the Inner Stereo, and for those of you who have been here a long time, welcome back, and thank you so much for sticking with me, and thank you so much for your patience as well. I understand. I'm really sorry I didn't get to do your November readings. Been very preoccupied with my Aquarian daughter. She's moving at school to a higher level. It's been stressful administration wise. I'm a sag. I really hate administrative things. And then personal readings and everything like that. So I'm really, really sorry. But I think that I'm just going to kind of like move on to your end of November readings instead. So that next week, right in the beginning of December, I'm going to straight ahead and go and upload your December reading. Okay? So, for those of you who are new to my channel, this is going to be a relationship spread, meaning that you could always apply this with anyone in your life. It could be with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, exes, crushes, fiance, family members, colleagues, co-workers, anyone, mother-in-law, father-in-law, anyone. And basically just want to be picking up your relationship energy in general, all right? And don't forget, also check your sun, moon, or Venus sign, and try to keep an open mind with YouTube readings, with tarot readings, especially when it's general reading, because I do this a lot, and I've noticed this about myself. I watch tarot readings too, and sometimes I'd be hoping that it was about someone, and turns out it was about something else. So you try to keep an open mind, pay attention really to the past and present, so that you can really know that the future is about that person and not somebody else. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's just jump into business. Let's talk about your energy for the now, Aquarius. You have the Hierophant card in reverse, you have the Six of Wands, and you have the Ace of Swords. What's challenging, you have the Sun card, and you also have the Empress card in here. Well, Six of Wands is beautiful because we're talking about a card that you're feeling very, very victorious about yourself, because you felt like you've been put in the spotlight and you just feel good. After disruptions, after five of Wands, before you were feeling happy, but it was just like a temporary happiness, and then universe was testing that happiness, that temporary happiness that you've been having in the past with that type of destruction that a Five of Wands brings. And then because you were able to recover from that, you guys are the Six of Wands, so a feeling where you feel so good about yourself. Okay, you have the Ace of Swords in here, but the Ace of Swords in this particular deck of mine is like way at the back of your head, so you're having like an epiphanies about something that you've been wanting to communicate, or something that you've been trying to do, but you kind of like keep it to yourself for the now, because you're trying to rethink it over and over again. You're not even communicating it with the two owls here. You're just having that thought at the back of your head. The Hierophant card in reverse, there's two meanings to it, meaning that right now I feel like you guys could, some Aquarian out there, you guys could be feeling non-committal at this very moment, or it's very, very difficult for you to kind of like be sticking to a promise or a mutual agreement. And I feel the reason for that being is because you're trying, because you lost yourself. You have the Empress card as your overall challenge. The Empress card, we're talking about a Venusian quality that you guys had in the past. The Venusian quality is the tendency to want to please people. But what happens if we kind of like keep pleasing people? We lost ourselves in there. And I feel like you're trying to regain control, you're trying to regain yourself, because with the Sun card in here, especially the Sun card in this particular deck of mine is like this, being one, and it's just something that you feel lacking. You feel victorious, yes, all right, but I feel like you still feel kind of like scattered everywhere, and you just feel like, what, I don't feel like I want to please anybody for the now. I just want to please myself. Like, yes, I have an idea about how to make this relationship work, how to please my partner in the now, but I feel like I'm not going to do it in the now because I need time for myself right now. So in the past, you have the Knight of Chalices in here, or the Knight of Cups, somebody who is coming into your life and offering you kind of like something very, very sweet. A Knight of Chalices is somebody who's very, very charming, somebody who is very, very romantic. I'm going to have to see what's the card next to it, because it could be positive or it could be negative. Let's just see. But with the Knight of Chalices in this particular deck of mine especially, I have a feeling that the somebody that you've been dealing with in the past, who is kind of like quite romantic, poetic, flirtatious and stuff like that, they have experience in that department. That's why they were able to charm you in some ways. If you're only dealing with one person though, that although they're like that, although they seem all nice, although they seem like a prince charming or princess or charming, not gender specific, but they still kind of like closing off of their heart chakra, and they're still kind of like quite being indecisive about you. It's like the Two of Pentacles type of thing, where they feel like in that moment in the past, they wanted a relationship or an interactions or a conversation that is very, very lighthearted and carefree, and they don't want to be pushed into making decisions because they're quite indecisive in the past. Tiga kartu lagi masa lalu. Haven't I made it obvious? Haven't I made it clear? Want me to spell it out for you? F-R-I-N-D-S. Yeah, I feel like, you know, if you're dealing with two people, this person who's kind of like quite flirtatious towards you, I feel like you see them right through. You know what I mean? Like, you can see them right through. And there's something here like you're like a power struggle almost, like fight of power, being stubborn with one another. Like, you can see them right through. And you're starting to put up a wall, like a huge, huge wall surrounding you so that you're not distracted or you're not going to get influenced by this flirtatious and charming person that was walking into your life in the past. That's if you're dealing with two people. And that was person A. And person B is somebody who's kind of like quite indecisive about you, but you guys have had like a unwavering devotions and loyalty that you have towards them. You wanted to offer them something stable because you believe that with them, although there's no major decisions being made of yet, like you can't really push them to do something, but you kind of like believe if you work through it together, it could lead to the Ten of Pentacles, where everything is just happy. You know, where we're talking about collective happiness for both of you are happy with one another, and we're also talking about you guys planning the future together and everything like that. So you guys have a faith in it. That's why you're still having that unwavering devotion. That's why you have that unwavering devotions and loyalty that you have towards that person. But if you're dealing with one person, you know, this person is kind of like quite charming and flirtatious in some ways. They're kind of like indecisive. They have a mutual feelings towards you, though. They kind of like believe that they see a potential. They see the values of you. But because they're indecisive and you guys are also being kind of like quite stubborn and indecisive too, it's kind of like quite hard. Like they're showing it in the front, you guys showing it sometimes. And I feel like this bipolarity went on in the past is because you're trying to maintain, like you don't want no drama, you know what I mean? Like you don't want any drama, you just want things to be pretty, you just want things to be beautiful. You just want the easy things, a relationship that is carefree and lighthearted, and that's why you're kind of like avoiding that elephant in the room. But you kind of like see them right through. In the now though, they have the Eight of Cups and they also have the Four of Swords. I feel like they're mourning over you somehow, Aquarius. Wait. I need to make it a habit that I have to talk. Yeah, you have the Five of Swords. You're cutting off people. Because it's kind of like a divine intervention, like the universe or God is trying to say to you, like, come on now, it's over. It's over. The cycle is over. It's either you renew the cycle of the relationship into something better, or you just completely cut them off. But I feel like right now with the Five of Swords, like you're not having it, like you know, something in your life, one area or one aspect of your life is doing really, really great right now, that you don't want to be dealing with this BS any longer, and you have the tendency to become the Five of Swords, wanting to have the upper hands. I feel like you guys right now are kind of like in the mood to kind of like cut people who makes you feel like the Moon card, trying to see things in the dark, trying to question things. Like I think like you guys are in the mood for that, and they're kind of like mourning over you here, Aquarius, with the Eight of Cups and the Four of Swords. Be careful though, if you guys are in a kind of like in a fight or in an argument, I see a tendency where both parties want to be the dumper. One person wants to be the ghoster instead of the ghosty, you know what I mean? But I feel like you're gonna ghost them first. Because because they have the first source, so they're going to be kind of like feeling like, okay, you know what, like I'm not going to do anything in it now. It's in the present card, so again, okay, fine, I'm just going to walk away. But as you can see, this little animal right here, this particular deck of mine, like this little animal right here is looking back as if trying to say like, come on, you're not chasing me, you're not going to chase me, you're not sad, it doesn't affect you at all. Okay, but you're so busy because I feel like this is like a shift of energy that has been placed upon your love department, that you needed to go back into your intuitions, you know what I mean? Because you've lost yourself for quite some time now, Aquarius. You needed to regain yourself, to become one, to be fully function, fully awake, you know what I mean? And with the Empress card, you needed that creativity is coming back into your life again, where you felt that ounce of feminine energy coming back out of your body. And it's not gender specific, it's just that makes you feel attractive, it just makes you feel watery, it just makes you have like this Lunarian quality in you, like you crave that. And in order for you to do so, like you really need to cut out people who are indecisive, people who brings you hurt, people who is having like a lot of power struggles, because you're dealing with a lot of your issues as well. Lima kartu masa depan. Have you got no shame? You looking insane. I feel like you guys right now are super duper in the mood to kind of like dissociate yourself from the entire humanity, if that makes sense. Because you just want to deal with you. Ace of Pentacles, that's beautiful. And if you're dealing with two people, person A again, who is kind of like being a serial charmer, I feel like you guys are going to kind of like want to ghost them because you're just so tired of wanting to see in the dark. You don't know what lies ahead. You don't know what you're surrounding yourself with. Is this person real? Is this person faking it? Am I being surrounded by illusions? Am I being surrounded by agendas? Like you're not having it any longer, and you want to have like a lot of emotional clarity in your life. So you're going to kind of like cut them off. The person who you have had like that unwavering devotions and loyalty, person B is going to want to stop thinking about you. They're going to kind of like pull away for a little bit with that Four of Swords here. They might be doing things to get reactions out of you as well. Okay, but I feel like you're not going to be affected by it because you have this major arcana. It's just your time to be you know, your time to get in touch with yourself, to feel better about yourself. So what's going on in the future? You have the Queen of Pentacles and you have the Emperor card in here. Have you got no shame? You looking insane. Right, okay. Yeah, I see them kind of like trying to do things to get reactions out of you, Aquarius. And then you're not unbothered by it, but I feel like in the future, there's going to be, again, like a lot of a shift of energy. Right now, there's so much in pain. If you're dealing with two people, these two people are in pain. If you're dealing with one person is in pain. They're kind of like mourning and kind of like wondering, why is Aquarius like this? Why is Aquarius like that? In the future, this person is going to come up with the Queen of Pentacles, so they're going to be kind of like much more reliable than the Knight of Chalices that you were dealing with in the past. They're going to be kind of like much more reliable with the Queen of Pentacles, almost up to the point that, you know what, here, look what I have, Aquarius. This is what you need from me. Remember, this is what you depend on me for. And I feel like with this person, you do have like a little bit of a tendency to depend on them on something. You know, it could be anything, like you depend on them about something, and they know that, the person that you're depending on them about something is somebody who is a serial charmer, somebody who is flirtatious. The Knight of Chalices in this particular deck of mine, they make effort. It's not like the King of Cups in my deck. You know, like the King of Cups just sit down and they attract people because they're just so charismatic, because they're just so attractive. But the not a jealous is somebody who makes effort in being flirtatious. Like it's just who they are, or who they want it to be. And then in the future, they know that you kind of like quite depend on them more from something, and they're going to be like, here, look what I have, Aquarius, but you're still depending on them. And I feel like there's like a little bit of a sneaky things going on in here with the Four of Pentacles. I don't quite really like it. It's like withholding information, being sneaky about something. You do have somebody with a narcissistic tendencies here on your spread. You're going to kind of like quite withhold information. Try not to fall, because although you have the Queen of Pentacles and you also have the Emperor card in here, but the way I see it is that the Queen of Pentacles is kind of like quite much more dangerous with the Four of Pentacles in here, I mean, and how you react to them. I kind of like feel this Queen of Pentacles is much more dangerous than the Emperor card. I mean, the Emperor card is the type of person who likes to exert dominance. Yes, true. But the Emperor card also has a leadership quality attached to it, meaning that they don't really care about themselves, but they also care about whatever it is that they're taking care of. It could be with their children, their work, their, anything. Whereas the Queen of Pentacles, they really know, especially they were coming from the not a jealous, this type of behavior. So they really know what you're depending on them for. Just be careful with this person a bit, Aquarius, because I see you having a little bit of a, it's either codependency or you're depending on them about something. And then person B, who were being quite indecisive towards you, who in the past you have had like an unwavering devotions and loyalty towards them, and you think that with them you can create something. This person is going to kind of like raise their voice. Okay? In the now, they're trying to do things to get a reactions out of you. In the future, they're going to be like the Emperor card. They're going to be kind of like quite bossy and show their masculine energy. And it's not gender specific again, all right? And it's just something that makes you feel like the Hangman in reverse. So you're able to see things from their perspective. I feel like there has been like a lot of communications problem going on between these two. If you're only dealing with two people, you don't really like this energy. If you're only dealing with one person, I don't really like this energy. Although there is a sense of renewal and such. But yeah, it's like too straight in the face at your moment type of energy. Type of energy, yes. And it's somebody that you cannot deal with only just like a snide comments or passive aggressive, or trying to make them think that they understand you by being subliminal about your messages, you know what I mean? Because you're dealing with the Emperor. Emperor raised their voice. Emperor has a voice. You also has to have a voice. Rather than trying to be understandings and everything like that, you need to have a voice as well. You need to be able to speak up again, also, Aquarius. Because I don't know why, although I don't kind of like pull out all other cards, but I have a feeling that if you keep on withholding information, if you keep kind of like closing your mouth dealing with this person, you will feel like a lot of resentment, because this is what the Four of Pentacles is all about. Being sneaky about something, being kind of like withholding information, withholding communications. And if you're unable to have like, if you have like too much bottled up feelings because you're trying to please again, which is your challenge in the now, it's going to build up as a resentment, and it's not going to go to something towards something that you actually want, okay? Yep, so I think that's it for my reading for you, Aquarius. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great week ahead, and I'll see you guys in 1 week from now. Bye-bye.